A stroller sat on the sidewalk in East Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It was early afternoon on April 1, 2026. People were outside, walking, talking, going about their day. Inside the stroller was a 7-month-old baby girl. She was with her mother. Her 2-year-old brother stood nearby. There was no warning. Then gunshots broke out. Multiple rounds fired in quick succession. People ran. Some dropped to the ground. Others froze, trying to understand where the shots were coming from. When it stopped, a baby had been hit. According to investigators, the shooting was not random. It was believed to be targeted, part of an ongoing conflict, possibly involving local gangs. The baby was not the intended victim, but one of the bullets struck her while she was still in the stroller. Her 2-year-old brother was also hit, grazed by a bullet. He survived. Emergency responders arrived quickly. The baby was taken to the hospital. She later died from her injuries. The scene was sealed off. Evidence markers placed. Witnesses questioned. What had been an ordinary street just minutes earlier was now a crime scene. Police began reviewing surveillance footage from nearby buildings and businesses. Video helped track the movements of those involved before and after the shooting. Within days, 2 suspects were identified, one accused of firing the weapon, the other believed to have been driving. Both were charged with second-degree murder. Under the law, it does not matter that the child was not the intended target. If someone fires a weapon in public and causes a death, they are held responsible for that outcome. Investigators also began looking into the background of the suspects, whether they had prior arrests, and whether this shooting was connected to earlier incidents. Cases like this rarely happen in isolation. Police often look for patterns, previous disputes, known conflicts, or earlier acts of violence. While full details have not all been made public, authorities indicated this may have been part of a larger pattern of targeted violence. That matters, because it suggests there may have been warning signs. In many urban shootings, escalation happens over time. Disputes develop, tensions build, and eventually, someone acts. But when that action happens in a public space, the risk extends far beyond the intended target. Anyone nearby can become a victim. Around the same time, other cases involving young children were also being reported. In Pennsylvania, a man was sentenced for killing a couple in 2025. Court records showed the motive was personal. He had been involved in a conflict with the woman and became violent after she refused to leave her husband. After killing the parents, he took their 1-year-old child and threw him into a pond. The child did not survive. In the United Kingdom, a separate case involved a 5-week-old baby who died after prolonged physical abuse. Medical examinations found multiple injuries, including dozens of rib fractures and a fatal head injury. The case revealed repeated harm over time, not a single incident. In another investigation, a caregiver was accused of giving medication to an infant to make the child sleep. The medication was not prescribed for that purpose. The baby later died, and an inquest examined whether the substance contributed to the death. Each of these cases is different in circumstance, but all of them involve decisions made by adults that resulted in the death of a child. When cases like these are reported, they are often treated as isolated incidents. But there are patterns. Public violence, like the Brooklyn shooting, often stems from ongoing conflict. Abuse cases tend to involve repeated harm over time, sometimes without intervention. Negligence cases often involve decisions that underestimate risk. What connects them is not the method, but the outcome. In each case, the victim had no control over the situation. And in many cases, there were moments, small or large, where intervention might have been possible. In Brooklyn, a funeral was held less than 2 weeks after the shooting. Family members gathered to say goodbye. Community members attended. For them, this was not a news story. It was a loss that would not go away. Legal proceedings will continue. Charges will move through the court system. But for the family, the timeline is different. There is no resolution that restores what was lost. These are real cases. They happened recently, and they are not as rare as people might think. Each one raises difficult questions. About violence, about responsibility, and about whether anything could have been done differently. If this story stayed with you, follow for more real true crime coverage based on verified cases. Make sure to follow the channel, share this story, and stay tuned for more true crime documentaries uncovering the facts behind the headlines.